Welcome, my darling friends, and I am back. And I'm so lucky that despite we couldn't get this glorious artist in studio with us, we still, thank goodness, technology can still make it happen for you guys. And we are welcoming via Zoom Cindy Alter. Welcome, my dear.
Well, I like the way you're singing everything. I think I'll also sing.
I've been accused of speaking a lot, Cindy. It's a genuine problem, but the directors here haven't stopped me, so I'm not going to stop.
But I've got a very good therapist you can see about.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I'm the musical one of all the anchors, so I get to be a little bit, extra. It comes with the whole thing. So that's exciting. Now, just so that we know, Cindy, where are you speaking to us from today?
I'm speaking from Johannesburg, South Africa.
South Africa, in South Africa, yes. Awesome.
No, we're not going to go there.
Yeah, we could sing all day. Don't get us started. We won't shut up. That's the problem with us musicians. All right, Fab. So let's get right into it. Before we talk about what's happening now and going into the future, let's go back in time a bit. Because I understand you have had quite an impressive career up until now, and I would very, very much like to hear about it. So for me, always knowing what makes a musician tick. What is the inspiration? Where did it start?
Okay, so I think most musicians are sort of chosen, as in from birth, because if you're going to follow this path, you've got to be so dedicated. You've got to love it because it's the hardest thing you can do. It's tough out there. I mean, the amount of no's we get as opposed to the amount of yeses are like a zillion to one, So I'll say chosen when I was very, very young and have followed this path. And, I know people sort of see this as a big thing and wow, and you've done all these things. These are just things that come along with the territory when you think about it.
Yeah.
Some people make it big, some people have a great career, some people don't. And those people that don't still stick to it and still play music because that's what they love to do.
Yes,
So I've chose it, I just kept going. I followed the road wherever it took me. If I got auditions for things and I got the audition, yay. If I didn't, I didn't. But I think this has been my life's path. And I could never have done my life any other possible way. And right now, as I sit here, I'm 64. I've got so many projects on the go. I am still singing. I couldn't even think about stopping right now.
And despite everything that's happened, something that I think scared a lot of musicians was that we stopped gigging. But at the same time, something I've said countless times is that the gigs can stop, but the music doesn't stop. Because as you said, it's in us, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. It's always going to be there. So I absolutely love that.
Somebody asked me, they said, please write an article for this magazine about what has happened right now with musicians. And I wrote that my header was the day the music died. Because for a personal journey, each musician, we had no work. We did not play. But what you just said was 100% correct. No matter what happens, no matter what we do, the music will be there forever, and it has such power.
It does. And I'm so happy to see that despite the amount of times we've been shut down, musicians are sticking with it. And we still get to see them online when we don't get to see them in person. So we can thank goodness for technology.
Thank goodness for Zoom.
Yes, I know, right? We get to do things like this. How exciting. So now let's talk about what's been happening more recently. Obviously, we've discussed COVID, but you say you've got a lot of projects happening at the moment, Cindy. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah. So, of course, I was absolutely miserable during lockdown. And everybody thinks, oh, well, you just write a song every day. I'm like, yeah, right. That's not going to happen. I'm going to rather sit and eat a packet of chicken flings, I don't want to sit and write songs every day. But what I found came out of this was a lot of soul searching, a lot of questions like, okay, you've got this big space now. What do you want to do? Do you still want to blah, blah, blah? Do you want to do that? No, no. And I started to cull, like really just chop stuff out of my life and say, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. It doesn't feed me. I'm not doing that anymore. It doesn't feed me, or whatever it is. Because I think also the older you get, the more you want to do what feeds your soul. So I started looking at other things. I've put together this music program for schools that I hope will help kids get a different perspective. It's not a teach you how to play guitar or teach you how to play piano. This is like, what is the music business really about? Let's write a song together. Tell me what you like. Tell me how you're feeling today. And it's really getting down to the nitty gritty and the bare bones of what kids are doing in their lives today. Because especially with the lockdown, I mean, they were like totally their phones, their
Yes.
computers, everything. So I started that, and I'm doing an audio book of my book. I've got a book out called No Substitute. It's been out since 2015,
Wow.
and I'm on my like fifth print right now. So I decided,
Wow.
hey, I was talking to a friend of mine, Justin Serra, the other day, who's also a great musician, and he said to me, "Let's do it." And my ex bass player in England said to me, "Why don't you do an audiobook?" So I'm doing an audiobook,
Oh,
which is going to
wow.
be so much
Oh
fun.
my
my
goodness,
goodness,
when
when
you're
you're
done
done
with
with
that,
that,
you must tell us. I'm desperate to desperate to hear it.
I will do that.
Oh,
oh,
that's
that's
So I'm
awesome.
fantastic.
doing that, and thank goodness I've got a couple of gigs coming up and some different stuff. I'm traveling a bit. I'm going to do a little tour to the Western Cape. I'm going to do a tour. And you know what? I'm just following it. I want to go back to LA next year and to Nashville. And
Wow.
I just want to keep following the dream, you know?
Understand. Yes.
Follow the dream. Don't ever let go of the dream, even when you just know, oh well, nothing's ever going to happen. Just keep following it.
Yes.
That's phenomenal. Wow, I love that this interview is just becoming so inspirational. And I think a lot of musicians watching this that are giving up hope, because the last year and a half has been horrific for a lot of musicians. I'm hoping that musicians can watch this and be inspired to keep going. Because music is just one of those things that the world can't do without, in my opinion.
Well, and for a musician, even if you decide, okay, listen, I'm really struggling now, I'm going to go get a job, but you will never stop playing. You will
Mm.
never want that need to play music.
Yes.
It is in your blood.
Mm.
You got to follow that dream, no matter where it takes you. Might end up in
Yes.
Thailand.
Yes, you never know where you'll end up. It's funny, my late father was a drummer, and he always drummed for me. And I think he sold his drum kit about a dozen times over the years. Um, and every time he was like, I'm retired, I'm not going to play anymore. Like, give it like 6 months. And he's like, no, I miss it. I have to keep playing. I have to keep going. And he would invest and he would buy another drum kit. And my mom would go, oh, good lordy. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I've never sold my guitars, any of my guitars, but I tell you what, this COVID thing, I came close to selling a classic guitar of mine.
I
I
know.
thought, listen, I got to live.
Breaking though, isn't it? Those big decisions. We had to sell a few things as well.
That's the thing. It's like once you start doing that, then you lose hope.
Mm.
I understand, yeah, but that's fantastic. This has been so inspirational. We need to do this again soon. Oh my good glory! And if you're ever in KZN, Cindy, you must come into studio, and we need to do another conversation like this, person to person. I think it makes.
Well, I want to do a tour. I want to do a short tour to KZN. I haven't been there for years.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to come to your studio in Belido.
Please
I
do.
want to do.
Oh goodness, we would love to have you as a guest. We love actually doing live performances here as well. It just gets everybody so excited. So I hope today everyone's going to be treated to your music video today, but I'm hoping in the very near future we'll actually get you in studio. Now for Cindy, for anyone who wants to follow you, where can they find you? Where can you direct them online?
I'm definitely on Instagram, Cindy_Alter. I'm on Facebook, and I think most of my stuff is on Facebook because it's so kind of user friendly and
Yes.
everybody just goes and looks at it. So Cindy
Perfect.
Alter Live Entertainment or just Cindy Alter,
Okay.
user friendly,
Perfect.
and Instagram. And I do have a website. I don't update it as much as I should, but it's there.
But it's there.
CindyAlter.com. I'm no naughty girl.
Oh, goodness gravy. Well, everyone, you've heard it. What a fun interview this was. Oh, my goodness, Cindy, thank you so much for doing this. And I so look forward to keeping in contact with you. I'm really going to watch you closely and see what you're doing because, oh, my goodness, just from this one conversation, I'm already hooked. So thank you so much. For everyone watching at home, come on, you saw it. Get online. See what she's doing. It doesn't matter what area you're in. You can't get to a gig, you can look at her stuff online. Just absolute, so much fun just having a conversation like this. I can guarantee you the music's going to be even better. So that's all for now, but I will see y'all next week Friday where we get to sit down with another couple of my favorite local musicians. So I look forward to seeing you then. Bye. Welcome back, everyone, and we are moving right into our weekend vibes. So what is happening in the area? So starting today, if you are at Hops, Johnny will be entertaining us from 6 p.m. If you're at Yami, that for the best burgers in town, Eleanor will be there from 6:30. My darling friend and one of my favorite musos, Rowan Stewart, will be at the market at Lifestyle from 5:30. Now, moving slightly outside of town, Hillcrest, I believe, at the Bootleggers, Clinton Philandra will be at 7 p.m. Then at the Simbiti Country Club, locally, Jason Andrew will be there from 5:30. If you're at the Shongweni Club, Don Seagreen, another one of my favorites, will be there at 6 p.m. Now, moving on to tomorrow, Shongweni Farmers Market, always, TK on sax is generally always there, but joining him will be Philip Taylor. At Hops, we will have Eleanor from 6 p.m. At St. Clements in Musgrave, Rowan Stewart will be back at 6:30. Don Seagreen will be at Ono Cafe at 1 p.m. And back at Bootleggers, we've got Carmen Rodriguez from 7 p.m. Now, for some fun day Sunday, we've got at the Stella Sports Club, Kate Van Zale will be at 1 p.m. Back at the Bootleggers, we got Josh. And at the RNYC, Richie Red will be at 1 p.m. Now, a little bit more local, Hops are one of our favorite locals. James will be at 3 p.m. And if you're in Durban North, Soul Sunday Sessions at Crusaders Club will have an amazing lineup starting for you guys at 1 o'clock, free entry, hey? We've got Black Whiskey, The Gentry, and Broken Advocate. Now, there's something super exciting I need to tell you guys about. There is the launch of a new place in Fox Hill. It's called Backyard Bay, and they're going to be launching at the end of this month on the 30th of October. Now, if you don't know where they are in Fox Hill, just next to the Link Church. It's going to be epic. It is one of the most amazing places you can be, between learning how to shape your own board, between the skate ramp and the recording studio, the coffee, the cash bar, the food, the snacks. It's a fun day for everybody. There is something for everybody. So at the end of the month, get yourselves there. It's going to be so much fun. We are going to be there as well. And I, of course, have to mention my darling sponsors. Without you, this would not be possible. Love you guys absolutely madly. And that is me for the weekend. And thank you to everyone for making this possible. Thank you to our viewers. I'll see you next week.